Welcome to the All Saints Show. My name is Jeric Yurkanin, um, and this is the God for Freedom sports podcast. Sadly, it was last minute, and I didn't have time to adjust the cover and post. It was a very busy day at work, busy day today, um, and I found out today in the morning that the Scranton Knight players were not be able to come on tonight. They have game film time to watch with their football team, and the coach said they must be there. I was unaware of that. It was kind of last minute, and that's okay. You know, they're kids. They really want to be on there. We're going to reschedule that. So if we have to pre-record some my podcast with them, we will. We'll make that happen. They really want to come on this podcast, so we're definitely gonna make it happen in the near future. But tonight, me and Stephanie, my co-host Stephanie, and we're gonna share some information about ourselves from growing up, about sports we love, whatever else we want to share about our personal life, and and hold on a minute. So let's bring on my co-host Stephanie. How you doing, Stephanie?
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I mean, yeah, I was kind of sad that the Scranton Knights football players, a few of them, couldn't join us tonight, but I understand.
Yeah,
We're gonna get them on here. We're gonna make it happen, even if we have to pre-record a podcast.
and we can still make this work.
Yes, we could
It'll
definitely.
be
So, how
fun.
you doing? How's your weekend?
My weekend was good. I had to work on Friday, and then yesterday I spent the day with a bunch of my friends, and I haven't done that in a while. The whole day, and then today, another thing. I'm enjoying life right now.
Good, good.
So,
Me too.
yeah.
So, yeah, this is gonna be an exciting podcast. Our followers, our fans, they
Hmm.
got a chance to know a little bit about us and
Yes.
a background. So I'm gonna let you start first.
I don't know. I might need a good 4 hours. No, I'm kidding. Well, what would you like to know about me?
Um, well, you could
I
share
could start. Do you want me?
whatever you want from growing up, like
Yep.
when your passion of sports came. If you have any
Absolutely.
siblings or anything else, your kids, anything personal that you want to share.
So I grew up in a small town in Forest City, born and raised there. I have three sisters. I'm the oldest of four of us. I graduated from Forest City. I joined the Army at 17, my senior year. And it's funny, I kind of joined on a bet. Not really a bet, but they the recruiters, come to lunch and they set up and everything. And I remember we had a game that night. So I was a cheerleader, and I was like, I took like pamphlets and stuff to look at. I was like, oh, maybe I'll think about joining. And my dad would always joke around about one of his daughters joining the military. So I took pamphlets, and all my friends are like, all right, Steph, you're really gonna do this? And I'm like, we'll see. And so they're like, we give it 5 months, we give it this. You'll never make it through basic, right? Well, I did 13 years. So I would
Wow,
tease them. I'm like, so who had 13 years? I'm like, none of you. But
congratulations.
yeah, so I joined right out of high school. I again was in for 13 years. I married young, at 21, and that's when I had my first child. And my first husband actually committed suicide in 2010. He was
Sorry
also
about that.
again in the military. So that's why I got out. I had to be there for my kids because I was only home from Iraq for not even a year when Joe took his life, and it was right before Christmas that year, and we buried him the day before Christmas Eve. So Christmas is a little hard in our family still, but we make it work. Me and the kids make it work.
Yeah,
Some days are
gotta be
harder than others
strong.
still. Um, but so that's a little thing. I went to college for business, so I have a business degree. And now I work bartending right now. I actually lost my right eyesight in the beginning of January, and my job closed down. So I'm in between a full time job right now. Now that I'm can drive again, and
Mhm.
So I enjoy doing this podcast because I'm the type of person that cannot sit home and do nothing. I have to keep myself busy all the time. So that's
Yeah.
a little bit. What about you?
I'm same way. Well, I have some questions. When did you start liking sports?
When did I start liking sports?
Yeah.
So I think like right out of the womb. So my mother is a is a Dallas Cowboys fan. So all of us are in my family. It's funny. My dad never really watched football. He's
Yeah.
a Bucks fan, but that's only because they have their house in Florida too, and I think he just picked it. But my mom, like, we had no choice but to be Cowboys fans, like all of us. So it's all the girls usually yelling at the TV, and my dad's just there. Like it's just so funny how opposite it is. So yes, I'm a Cowboys fan. I played soccer in high school, so I really do like soccer. But for me, when it comes to the sports that like I like hunting. I like, I like shooting
Fun.
guns. I do. Like that's, I mean, I did it for a long time. So
Yeah.
um, I feel like the military obviously taught
Hmm.
me a lot, and the way that my brain works and the
Hmm.
military part of me is even when I go to a place, like I look around, I already know how if a situation happens, how I'm going to get out of it or how, I'm going to help people get
Hmm.
out of it. So that's kind of, I know it's a good thing to have, but sometimes with PTSD, it's also a
Hmm.
struggle for me. So yeah, that's that's the stuff I like
Pretty
to do.
good.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I love to
Thank you.
sing. I love to sing.
Do
That's
you? I did
hmm
not know that.
yes, yes.
Karaoke
I
or
actually did the
singing?
national anthem for the Red Barons.
Oh, Red
Yeah,
Barons. Who's
back in
Red
the
Barons?
day. I'm showing my
Did you?
age.
Wow. That's
So
pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I worked at the Rare Riders for 1 year as a groundskeeper, but 2022, that was a good experience. You
Yeah.
know, met a lot of awesome players and stuff, and
Hmm.
a lot of humble players. And I've still talked to some of them that I was able to befriend. And some of them made it up to the big show, like Yankees. One guy had a
Yeah.
walk-off hit with the Yankees 2021. Ryan Lamar interviewed
Hmm.
him back in February on my other podcast. I'm thinking about bringing him back on here when baseball season starts in this
Yeah.
maybe March because I'm never better now
Mhm.
podcasting, and I was very nervous and overwhelmed.
I know,
I
but
talked
with
to
every
him.
week you're getting better.
Yeah,
So,
so the questions were more fun and different
mhm.
things like that. But yeah, he had to walk off with the Yankees in 2021 to beat the Phillies. So
Wow.
it's on YouTube, the video.
So are you a Yankees fan?
I'm a
Or are you still?
Yankees fan.
Yeah. So I am a Mets fan.
That's fine. I respect the Mets.
Me too. I'm trying to think. And then for college football, I'm a Notre Dame fan.
I always respected Notre Dame, New Rockney, the history,
It's the
Notre
Fighting
Dame.
Irish.
Yeah, a lot of history and stuff growing up was
Mhm.
like the Rudy story, and Rudy's on my old Facebook, the real Rudy, got his name.
Really?
Yeah, my old Facebook. Yeah, I
My
tried to.
my grandfather was a Notre Dame fan, and I feel like I
Yeah.
picked my sports when I was little because of the people I respected in my life. Obviously, we had no choice with Cowboys, but I loved watching games with my grandfather.
Mhm.
Like you'd have them on, and I loved it. So that's kind of how I became a Notre Dame fan.
Nothing wrong with
And
that.
so, mm-mm, no,
Some Penn State fans hate Notre Dame. I'm not
yeah,
a Penn State fan. I respect them. Nothing's ever the same. Obviously, it's present day, present. Everything
yeah.
not old. We're 40. So, but me looking back, the old Northern Dame and Newt Rockney and the history is pretty awesome. The Rudy story is pretty
I love how
inspiring.
you just had to tell everybody our age. I was trying to keep that quiet.
With age comes experience and wisdom
Yes,
sometimes.
very
Sometimes.
true. Very true.
So yeah, that'd be about me. I I have not a lot, but there's things I want to share quickly. I
Mhm.
have 10 siblings. I have a twin sister. I have two siblings in their 30s. One did play soccer. She's about 36, 37. Played for Lakeland. Graduate 2004. She was a pretty good soccer player. Lakeland just got a soccer program right around
Yeah,
then, and
because Lakeland used to play for Carbondale, right? Didn't they? Or did Carbondale play
probably
for Lakeland? I thought there was like a
no,
thing when
probably
somebody didn't
Lakeland.
have
Lakeland
sports.
probably played for Carbon. I think it was around
Yeah.
'99. Lakeland got a soccer program, something like
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
So anyhow, I have two older sisters, five older brothers. The oldest brother I think is like 58, and I have another brother, so a younger. Yeah, so not younger. He's like 56 or something. So I have a big family, same parents. My
Hmm.
mom passed away 2018. Dad 2020. They were married 50 years. Growing up, I football was like my main love. Besides peanut butter,
Hmm.
my siblings would say I loved peanut butter then, and I started kind of do. It was football. When I was like in third, fourth grade, used to play backyard football 1-on-1 with my older brother, was 4 years older than me.
Okay.
I was always afraid of him. He was like kind
Yeah.
of big bone, tougher. I was skinny. I don't know why we played 1-on-1. We lived in the country. I mean, we didn't really go play with kids too much. Parents were kind of strict. We didn't really go out too much. We grew up in the country, had animals, just the way my parents were. So it was just my brother for now. And then when we went to school in gym class, I played football. So whatever talent I got, I taught myself kind of at home, throwing it at a shed. When I was like, and when I got to like age 12, 13, I used to practice throwing the football on my own to get better. So anyhow, so he always beat me. It was like 100-0. I would run with
Mhm.
the ball. I was afraid of him. I'd drop it. It was a fumble. I don't know why I did it. But there was a one point in my life, I think it played a role in my life where I learned that at one point you get sick. Hopefully, you get sick of getting your butt kicked. And at that age, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
hopefully, and this goes for any sports athletes out there. Hopefully, you got sick of losing, right? And I really don't know if anyone does, and they don't know how. But that played
Right.
a key role in my life. I look back, and my butt getting kicked. Now I decided I was going to practice. I was going to do this. I was going to learn this, and it wasn't so much 1-on-1. Because by that time, a couple of years later, we had my sister who was 3 years younger than me. She's age. She's throwing football with us. Again, we really only had our siblings and those that were there. We didn't really play too much with
Mhm.
kids around our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And then my brother Rainer was 6 years young. So we had family members to play 2-on-2, 3-on-2. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to practice football on my own, throwing out of shed. I was like sixth grade, doing this, doing that. And I just refused to lose. By this point, one brother was a little bit older. He was 4 years old. He just didn't care about football. And then he still doesn't care about football. I watch it now and then. So that kind of went away quick. But by then I was in gym class, and I was kicking people's butt like seventh and eighth grade, catching balls. They're just throwing to me. I'm catching everything. And they weren't. I wasn't in a gym class with athletes at this point in seventh and eighth grade. It was people that didn't play sports. So
Right.
I was like the
Yeah.
all star who actually cared. And I remember they were trying to trip me. They were tripping me. They were pushing me. I started catching balls and scoring touchdowns.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was. And then when we did come competitive through, I think it was like that gym class, I was still pretty decent. Like 11th, 12th grade, started playing with athletes. But there were, yeah, I can't remember too much actually. And I don't know why,
Mm.
9th, 10th, 11th, 12th grade. I think I was pretty decent. But anyhow, I remember when I was 21 years old, I'm going to go this way and go back again. I never forget this game. We were down at the University of Scranton. It was around Thanksgiving. It was like a week or two before Thanksgiving in 2005. University of Scranton soccer field. At the time, I was like working on a job where it was more physical. So I was
Yeah.
like getting some muscle. I was building endurance, everything. And I was like my prime. I wasn't really that fat at the time, probably
Hmm.
80 pounds lighter. And I don't know why that it was just was amazing because that was my best year, it was my prime. So I remember we were down there. We had kids that showed up. We were playing touch football at 8 o'clock at night. They played D3 football. Some of them did, and there were kids that a lot of them played in high school from Lakeland, and they were good athletes. And I had a lot of big catches in that game, and I was didn't drop too much that year. And I remember they said next touchdown wins. I never forget this. I ran out at 10, 20 yards. And again, and the quarterback, whoever it was at the time, obviously saw me open and he threw it towards my direction. I'm like, crap, I cut and I kind of crap. I knew my ankle I hurt. And I kind of dived and I caught it. We won. And I went
Oh,
to work the
wow.
next day with a hurt ankle. And maybe,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, it was worth it though at the time.
Yeah. Oh, I bet.
Not
That's an
now.
awesome memory to have.
So I was always competitive, always loved football.
Hmm.
Baseball, I didn't start liking. That's another story. To like um, 2015, they're a bit older. But yeah, I like to say about myself. But so where this started was actually in 2000, year 2000. I was in, I think it was in health class, third period, It was around 10 o'clock to like 11 o'clock, this 11:15 or something, or I can't remember. And one of the football players, Lakeland was undefeated that year. Well, it was obviously game one they started it, but they were supposed to be one of the top teams in the area. They happened to be.
Yeah.
And the one of the football players said, "Let's have Jeric pick their games."
Mm-hmm.
So every Thursday, third period, they took my pick. I think it was Thursday morning, the Lakeland game. Whoever I thought was going to win, Lakeland or the other team. Um, and I think I think there was only one game I got wrong. It was the Valley View and Lakeland game. I think where I picked Valley View to win and Lakeland destroyed them. I think. And then there was another game I picked Lakeland to beat Dunmore. I think I said something like 49-25. Lakeland to
Okay.
win. Lakeland won 48-25.
Are you serious?
Yeah, and the football
Wow.
players on the sideline, a couple of them are my grade, was like talking about me. They told me later on, wow, Jared.
That's
So that's where this kind of started too. And then they made state playoffs Lakeland against Mark Carmel, and at the time they were winning like state championships in the 90s every other year.
mm-hmm.
And I picked Lakeland and lose by 12. Now, I don't know what the score was I picked. I don't know what I said with the score. But the point was the spread is what it's important sometimes too.
Yeah.
So I said by 12. Well, after that Friday night, during the state playoffs, Lakeland lost 12-0.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
I was
funny.
like a curse, I think. And the couple of players jokingly was mad at me. I don't think they were mad at me. I think they were I don't like they were really mad, but they're like kind of busting on me. Like,
Yeah. um, I want to ask you,
yeah.
what made you get into podcasting? Like,
It's always interesting with anything you do. Actually, like even book reading. I never really read books when I was in high school. It
okay.
was when I was aged. It comes desperation.
Yeah.
When I was like 26, 25, actually, kind of came back to Christianity on my own, and then now I'm kind of out, not
Uh-huh.
religious anymore.
Okay.
Over the past year, been a hard year. So it was
Yeah.
something like I realized if I want to learn something, it's the same similar thing. I got to read on my own. So I kind of would book after book, and I didn't fall asleep. I just wanted to learn
Yep.
knowledge. So that's one thing. And now podcasting, at least when I was starting to leave Christianity and doing research on the history of it, back on American Christianity, Native Americans, Christians were killing, and over the past year, actually, or just within this past year, learning a lot, things I've already seen for several years as reading the Bible. I realized I wanted to. I knew people were doing podcasting. I was listening to a lot of their podcasts that they left Christianity as well, and it helped me along the lines over
Mhm.
last summer. So I realized I'm going to start a podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not a good speaker. I didn't think I was always nervous. Wasn't very confident. I did a
Mhm.
lot of interviews, but from January to on this other podcast to like April, and I was very nervous. I was not comfortable at all. And I probably did 20, 30 interviews, just hearing up. Even it
Wow.
just, so I went from there, and then I decided in July, like, what I was doing is I was passionate about sports. So I was doing some interviews with like
So this past
coaches.
July?
Yes.
Okay.
So, well, this past July was the sports podcast.
Yeah.
It was back in December. I started this other podcast.
Okay.
So I was born in these sports interviews on this other podcast. I had nothing to do with, you know, sports. So
Yeah.
one of my co-hosts at the time, she said, why are you like putting sports on here? Like interviewing like coaches. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to start different podcasts. I knew it was
hmm
going more work. And I just came up with an idea in July actually it was May to start this.
Okay. Nice.
So, but yeah, I have more to share quickly. Let me
Mhm.
see what I want to share. Um, you want to skip that, but yeah, I have experience at obviously coaching, some coaching.
Yeah.
There's volunteer coaching. I had teams at the Spectrum Fitness for basketball 2004, 2005. I built a good team in 2005. A couple guys got hurt, but I could have won it all. I recruited the thing. 2011, 2012 was a lot of fun. I had teams as well. 2016, I was asked to be a volunteer coach of a men's slow pitch softball league and a church league. I knew nothing about baseball. I played softball maybe 2015. Knew nothing, and and they asked me to take over this team. only thing I knew was talent, and I worked my butt off to learn the game and learn baseball. So I started liking baseball at the time, and
Mhm.
I just added passion to win. So I just want to go over this. My first
Yeah.
2016, I was one in well 0-1 in playoffs. We lost in playoffs. We only won like 5 games that
Okay.
year. 2017, before 2017, when I brought 2 guys over, Carl Keyhart and his friend John Selinsky from Lakeland. They graduated in
Mhm.
2013. They were football players, good
Mhm.
basketball players. I recruited Kyle,
Okay.
top pick. He came over with my team and became head coach because I
Oh
got him to
wow.
play the year before with a team I was on. I was not coach, but I'm the
Yeah.
one that recruited him. And I promised him a championship. I said, "You come play for me." They joked around, We're not going to make. I
Okay.
worked my butt off in recruiting. Tell you what,
Yeah.
Chet Ancheski, several Lakeland guys I reached out that played baseball in 2014 on social media recruiting. That's what I did.
Mhm.
Message 50 messages out to athletes, going on rosters of local high schools graduates and recently and college graduates, whatever I did. And that's what I did. Well, we made the championships that year, my second year. Um, we we lost 2 games and won in the championship, so we upsetted the number 1 seed in the semifinals, and we destroyed them 22-5 1 game,
Mhm.
and then it was game 2, and in game 3 we beat them to go to the championships.
Oh
It was
wow.
awesome. 2018, that guys returned. Playoff record was 2-2,
Yeah.
but we ended up going 11. Well, where is it? 5-13 that year. 2019. Um, well, I didn't really. I started a team in another. I started a team in another league,
Mhm.
and not another league. Someone's knocking at the door. I'm sorry.
Okay. I know that's okay.
No,
I was like,
I'm
oh God, is
busy.
somebody there?
Always my son is somebody. So, anyways, yeah, I didn't really. I had a team in 2019. Started a new church, and then I hold on a minute. Podcasting. Todd messaged me asking if you would count in the content today. Who? Todd, open the door. No, I'm not. I'm podcasting. I'm just gonna show you the message. I want to say a word. All right, bye.
A child?
Um,
Is it a
uh,
child?
no, it's my wife.
Oh. Oh.
Who's confused. But who is it? So who is it? So, anyways, I didn't finish the season that year. Got kicked out. 2020 started a new team. Went 2-7. And 2020 we played against a team, one of the best teams in the league at the time.
Mhm.
And
And what
who
team
was
was
it?
that?
It was actually in Peckville West, my former team.
Okay.
That built up, and all the guys that brought on. We went to playoffs, and we didn't have half the talent that they had, and they were destroying teams that year. And game 1 in the playoffs, we lost 4-3, and
Mhm.
we held them to um, just 4 runs. It was awesome. So I got my team ready. So I'm just sharing brief things. 2021, I made the championships that year. We lost to again my former team in Palladium Championships. 2022, I won my first championship. 2023, we made semifinals. So I have a pretty good history with, you know, sports and recruiting and different things like that. So it's a lot of fun. So hold on a minute.
Sorry, guys. Just pretend it's a commercial break. Everything okay?
Yeah, they're
Okay.
yeah, there's confusion with some people, like Homestead players. They were supposed to come on today,
Mhm.
which the one guy never. He texted
Stop
my
it.
wife, like
Oh,
one Homestead player who he knows, and he thought because I said 10-6, but they never
mhm.
confirmed it.
I
So
gotcha.
I know we're live, but I just want
That's
to share
okay.
that
It
we're
happens.
having.
I told everybody we're on a commercial break.
Yeah, yeah, we're going to have some Homestead guys
Commercials.
come on again.
Next week?
So, um, but probably 2 weeks.
Okay.
Um, Let me give a date. Talk by interruption.
Do we have our lineup for next week?
Yeah, we're supposed to have Scranton Prep coming on.
Okay.
There's so yeah, they never confirmed it, so it's live and what I'm going to do. So, anyways, yeah. Told my wife I was busy in podcasts.
Oh, it's a wife thing. It doesn't matter
Yeah,
if you're busy.
but yeah, the kids need to get back. Like you can't
Yeah.
like. I mean, I know we're live, but they when they come on, they're supposed to confirm it with me and say yes,
Right.
and the one guy
We know
didn't.
that.
So yeah, we're having them come on maybe in two
Okay.
weeks home sale.
Okay.
So yeah, 2022 won my first championship. 2003 made semifinals, and what's interesting is 2020, 2021, 2022. I had all these different players, all these new players coming on, leaving. So I had to rebuild the team. I had to get the
Mhm.
right atmosphere, culture, have the right players, put them in the right position, and be ready for playoffs. 2022, we played the commissioner's team. It was game three of the season, which his team was very experienced and been in the league
Yeah.
a long time. We
Yeah.
scored 20 runs in the first inning against them, and
Are
he
you
was
serious?
taking he was a pastor. He was on the pastor Tyler
Oh
Joss.
boy, I might have
Dad's
to move.
pastor
The
ministry.
lights. The lights went out. Give me a second.
All right,
You could keep talking. I'm here. You just can't
all
see me. I
right.
just have to.
So yeah, my playoff record is 19-13 in 8 years.
Okay.
My overall record, which is Sharon, is it's 88 wins and 79 losses, and I
Yeah.
only made playoffs. Well, made and basically, yeah, eight was definitely 7 seasons. I think I kept track.
Okay.
But long story short, I did better in playoffs.
Hold on one second. Yeah. I'm. Oh no. Okay. I'm in the middle of the podcast. I do podcast. That's what it is. No, I'm gonna move over where I can see. Just moving. So to our listeners, this is my reality. This happens.
I had
Um. Over
distractions.
here. Yeah. Well, that's what happens when you're live. You never know what's going to happen, right? So you just make the best of it. I'm
Exactly.
going to maybe go over here.
Yeah, we're almost done.
It's okay. Oh, all right. Never mind. I'm going back. See, I have friends who take care of me, but this is great. I'm like, it's okay. Hi, this is my friend Shannon. Hi. That was me.
Hi, how you doing?
But I said this is live anyway,
Hi.
so it's fun. That's okay. I'm going back over.
Okay, you got a light?
I got light. We're good.
Good. Good.
You're like, who's this random girl in the middle of the woods back here? Okay. I'm back.
Good. Good.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm very passionate about sports, and I
Mhm.
actually predicted the who's going to win the 2020 softball championships in the church league. I was right on that, and I predicted who's going to make the championships in 2020 and 2021, which my
Mhm.
team I picked, and I picked the winner was my former team, and 2022, which a lot of guys I brought on, like 8 of them were still on the team.
Yeah.
2022, I won the championship with different new players. 2023 made semifinals with a lot of new players. So I
Okay.
love sports, passionate about it. And just about 2023, a lot of coaches started hating me. I'll share my dirty work, my dirty laundry on here. They
Yeah.
started getting mad at me because I recruit, I'm this, and I'm winning a lot. All them did was complain, and they were hypocrites because they were cheating as well in real life, and that's okay because they were cheating as
Not saying
well.
names.
The
Some people
commissioner
just can't be happy for other people, though.
and the commissioner was the biggest cheater, and he's a pastor, and
Mhm.
um and we caught him cheating many times with ineligible players in playoffs, like 3 of them in
Cheating,
one
like
year.
cheating in what way?
Well, guys that you play one third of the games in regular season to be eligible to play in playoffs. So if you don't have enough guys, you might bring in one guy, two guys that haven't, and I've done that at times. But even if I did follow the rules, they didn't like me anyways. It's because I kept beating them, and I was good at what I did.
Yeah.
And yeah, Commissioner's Treaty had three ineligible players, and he must have thought they were good. In 2022, in Game Three, it was three ineligible players, and we smoked them like I usually do. We scored
Mhm.
20 runs in one inning, which teams average 20 runs in 7 innings, and we did it in
Yeah.
one inning with them
That's
pitching. Because my
wow.
motto is focus on ourselves and what we need to do, not what the other team's doing or their team.
Absolutely.
So yeah, they kind of pushed me out of the lead, and at the time, this time it worked out because I was kind of deconstructing from Christianity, and I had enough of it all.
Okay.
And but I could sit back and say I gave it my all. I was passionate about it. I learned a lot. I read a lot of books from top coaches, and it kind of works out because here I am doing the sports podcast, and my record right now. I don't know if you knew this, Stephanie. I picked out of 81 picks, right? Of picking games.
Hmm.
I have six. I picked the winning team 65 times, and
Wow.
there's only 16 times I didn't pick the winning team
Wow.
in picks. So it kind of came back where I'm doing this now and I'm passionate about it, and I'm really rambling about myself. But
That's okay.
if you want to share more about
That's
yourself,
what it
go
is.
for it.
It's a sports podcast anyway. So you have to share your sports stories.
So, what really made you passionate about sports? Like I know it was your mom.
Yeah, I mean, it was my mom growing up, just watching sports. And my mom's funny. Growing up when the Cowboys were losing, like she would get angry. Like we watched that part, so
Mm-hmm,
now we kind of all turned into that in a sense. Um, my kids, well, the girls don't really watch sports, but they're all Cowboys fans except my
mm-hmm,
oldest. His father was a Steelers fan, so his heart's with the Steelers, in memory of his dad. And I understand that, which tonight
mm-hmm.
they are playing the
Oh, nice,
Cowboys.
nice.
Yes, so that's exciting. We'll see
Yeah,
what happens.
I used to hate
Um,
the Cowboys in the '90s
oh,
because they
that's
won. They
they
won.
were the best in the '90s. Troy
Yeah, they
Aikman,
were.
Emmett Smith. Oh my
Yep.
God, Mike Irvin. Yep, those were
Mm-hmm.
the days.
Yeah, I'm a Giants fan, so I barely
Mhm.
watch the NFL. I like
Yeah.
college better.
Oh yeah, we beat you guys.
Yeah, yeah, I like college much better. Do you like a college team? Any team?
My college, yeah, Notre Dame.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Hmm. Yeah,
My
that's
brain.
okay. That it's Notre Dame. And then basketball. I mean, I like the Bulls. I don't really watch
Yeah,
basketball anymore. When I was
yeah,
younger, I watched it a lot. And I played a couple years basketball. I mean, I sucked playing
yeah,
basketball, but I don't know. Watching sports is just fun. It is.
yeah. It is. I watched mostly college. I like high school.
Hmm.
NFL becomes more, I think, about the money, and I just
Oh yeah.
never got into it. Even NBA, I like basketball, but I like college basketball. I'm a Syracuse basketball fan, and I think I'm my father's Cena. I think the game is with Jerry McNamara. He's now head
Okay.
coach there, so I'm
Yeah.
gonna have two teams I'm gonna follow. But long time
Yeah.
Syracuse fan. When McNamara, I never liked college basketball. Never had a team. Year
Yeah.
after I graduate, Jerry McNamara went to Syracuse, and that's been my team since then.
Nice. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't have a team for college for basketball.
I
I
like
don't
Clemson
follow
for
it.
football.
You want what?
Clemson for football, as you can
Okay.
see.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
um, what do you enjoy about this podcast the most?
Well, I love to talk. So that works. And I mean, I do love to listen too.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think for me, I said how, and you got to watch it, the
Mm-hmm,
podcast that I was asked to do about a
mm-hmm,
year ago. And it took a lot, not that because I will still go around and do speeches and stuff like that. But when I was asked to do that
mm-hmm,
podcast, I threw it around a little bit because I knew if I wanted to do one, I'm going to tell my full story of my life, which,
mm-hmm,
you listening to it was very hard for me to do. But at the
mm-hmm,
same time, I was so glad that I did it because, like, my husband passed away almost 14
mm-hmm,
years ago. And a lot of everything that's happened, since he passed, even before he passed away and going overseas, like, there was so much of a buildup for me of things that I
mm-hmm,
didn't talk about for a long time. And my son, my oldest, Jonathan, he's the one who helped me decide to do it. He's like, Mom,
mm-hmm,
I think you need to. And also my ex-husband is honestly one of my best friends, and he is somebody too who also said, you know, you need to do this for you. It's time. So, you know, doing that made me realize like I love that. I love talking to people. I love getting
Mhm.
to know people and, you know, getting to know me. And, you know, that's something that I enjoy doing. So coming on to here, it means a lot to me too. You know, some weeks we might talk about random things or we never know who's coming on and it might be, you know, a hot mess sometimes, but it's still
Yeah,
fun. It's fun,
nothing's
but
wrong with
it's
hot
real, you know,
messes. I
it's
had
real.
many of the hot messes, you know, when I was nervous or different
Hmm.
things like that. But yeah, today kind of helped me like coming on here and different things. Sometimes anxiety, having
Yeah.
bad days, anxiety, and
Hmm.
just to come on here and talk sports and kind of make feels pretty good. Do something you
Absolutely.
love and
Well, even
stuff like
learning
that.
about the, you know, the kids we've had on already,
Yeah.
like I'm impressed with the way that they answer questions. You
Hmm.
know, some of them I'm like, wow, like they don't sound like they're 17, 18 years old. Some of them
Hmm.
16. They're, you know,
Yeah.
smart
Yeah.
kids. I'm
Yeah.
very intrigued by
Yeah.
learning about them.
Oh yeah, for sure. And I don't
Hmm.
know if you knew this. Yes, Susquehanna, who we had the boys on a couple of weeks ago, they beat Old Forge 42-27, and they had 419 yards rushing as a team this past week.
Really?
Yeah, I picked them
Well,
to win. I picked them
who
to
was
win.
the undefeated team? Was it last time? Didn't we have an undefeated team on? Was it Mid Valley?
It was Mid Valley,
And
but
now they lost, right?
they,
I think they lost the
they
next game.
yeah, they've lost to
Oh, my heart
Trail.
broke
Yeah,
for them because they
then
were
they
so
lost to
excited.
and they lost to Dunmore, which they shouldn't have this
Oh,
week.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah, should never lost, I don't think. But Dunmore's becoming to be Dunmore again. They're getting better.
Nice.
Um, So yeah, and then we had the kids from Lakeland. They played a
Hmm.
hell of a game.
Yep.
Next week we're gonna have Scranton Prep. A couple players coming on. I don't know if it's two or three. You reach out. One didn't really confirm.
Yeah.
So whatever. If we have two, we have two. And then we're gonna try to reschedule. Um, yes, Honesdale and then Scranton. A couple players. Season's wrapping up. We're on week 8. Um, Come playoffs, and if we're going to continue. This is a podcast we are going to continue doing throughout the year or whatever.
Mhm.
Probably I would say maybe early June we'll take a break. Probably baseball playoffs or whatever. End of May, take a break. But we'll bring somebody on here and
Yeah.
see a couple players. So we are. I was planning on doing leader of the month. I know this is live, but we could discuss.
Mhm.
Um, and bringing on like coaches and stuff. But maybe we could just not do that. Oh, we could do that. Yeah, we'll do that.
But
We'll
I
do
think we
both.
should also bring on some cheerleaders. I
Yeah, we could
mean,
do
it's an
that too. But
idea. I think that
we we have to try to contact them somehow.
we'll figure that out.
Yeah. So if you're willing to help, like
Yeah,
also I
sure.
was thinking I want to have this discussion with you, and it's live, and we're venting.
That's all right.
Um,
It's
yeah,
reality,
you if
right?
you want to try to help with that, you could.
Okay.
The cheerleaders, different schools or whatever. If you want to go to a game, like not football, like basketball. We could start it with basketball.
Yeah. Okay.
Right now. Would you be interested in covering a? We're gonna have the one co-host cover Old Forge every other week. Old
Okay.
Forge girls, Old Forge boys. Skip a week, boys one game per week, like one game. Then the girls the following week, and she's gonna go back and forth. Maybe she can do basketball game the second week, take a week break.
Yeah.
And would you be interested in covering a team?
If I can, you know, depending on
It's
job right
really
now, if I
it's
can
only
make it work,
yeah,
I
it's
will.
really only Monday to they play Mondays, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. These
Okay.
teams different schedule and it's always rotating. So as long as you're over one of those games, if it's girls or boys, you
Yeah.
could do girls one week, do boys the following week. You could do the girls. Just pick a
Yeah.
game, take a week
Okay.
break, and you could just make it work. Would you who do you want to just once a week commitment? Basketball, we're just going to be doing this. We're not going to other podcasts.
Okay.
So
Okay. So it's just going to be this for basketball.
that's going to be this.
Okay.
Again, you make it when you can make it. These teams
Yeah.
play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
just different
When we
days,
are,
both teams. What do you want to do, Lakeland? What do you want to do, Carbondale, or Forest City?
I
You
mean,
pick it.
all the
You're only going to
options.
cover. You're only going to cover that team, the
Okay.
boys and girls, once a
All right.
week.
Yeah.
Who do you
I
want to
mean,
do?
uh,
Yeah, I'm
I don't.
putting you on
I
the spot.
honestly don't care which one. I mean, do you
Hmm.
want me to do? I'll do Lakeland or Carbondale. I don't. Whichever one.
Well, your kids go to Lakeland, right?
My kids go to Lakeland.
So how about you do Lakeland?
Oh, they'll love that. They'll be like, "Mom, you're going to embarrass us even more." Yes, I am. That's what I live
Yeah.
for.
So you would only do one boys game one week,
Mhm.
following week one girls game, then you could take a week break, then boys, then one girls game. They play on different days. If there's a day you can't make it,
Mhm.
say boys playing odd day, girls that week to the boys the following week, and just make it work around the schedule. And we're live. That's fine.
Mhm.
We're going to be real.
Yeah. Yep.
But
So this is what's
yeah, that's
happening in the future,
awesome.
everybody.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add you as a mit on a Facebook, and like I said, you could like you have a phone, right? So you could check like do like I'll explain later. You could like 2 4 quick videos. No,
Man, I'm
like
really
a
moving up in
reel.
the world of podcasting right now, I
Yeah,
guess.
you could do like a reel, like video of minute of them playing and
Yeah.
post it on Facebook, and then the live updated score end of
Oh, okay.
every quarter, end of
I
every
like that
quarter.
idea because sometimes I'm
Yeah,
looking, trying to, even for football, trying to find scores unless somebody's posting something on Facebook. Like I'll
yeah.
go, I can't find it on the site. So actually, I like that idea a lot.
And then after the
For people who
game, you
need to.
do just 2 quick interviews. I'll
Yeah.
give you some questions, ideas, if you need help with that. And you
Okay.
usually could ask the same one questions. And usually you
Mhm.
could do different players. The
Now
coach.
listen, I have about 5 more minutes.
That's fine. We're almost done.
Okay.
We're almost done here. So yeah, that's awesome. So you're going to be covering Lakeland, boys
Okay.
and girls, one game per week. We got Kylie going to be doing Old Forge, girls and
Okay.
boys. And I'm going to be doing both Scranton Prep game
Yeah.
once a week,
And
and then the
honestly,
following
like
week,
on a side
homes.
note, like if there's
Yeah.
somebody that can't cover Carbondale or Forest City or whatever, and
Yep.
you needed me to, and I can make it work, I don't mind doing that. So
Yeah, for like a week. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like if you
absolutely.
can't,
So
same thing with me too. If you can't make a Lakeland game that week, I could
yeah,
probably cover it.
yeah.
Good
Okay.
idea. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Got 3 people.
I
So
like that
I'll be
stuff.
doing Scranton Prep boys and Holy Cross boys one week.
Okay.
Holy Cross one prep. So yeah, this was a great podcast.
Yeah.
Next week we're gonna have Scranton Prep on. I
And
don't
sorry,
know.
everybody,
I
it
mean,
was last minute because we didn't know if anybody was going to show up tonight. So we really didn't have
mhm.
questions to start off. So we're kind of just winging it here
And it
tonight.
could have worked out if I
Still
knew
have it, but
earlier. It
yeah,
could have worked
exactly. But
out.
that's okay. It's all right. We
We had
still did it
Homestead
today. It's
players.
fine.
We had no, sorry, I'm talking. We had
Yeah.
Homestead guys that thought they were supposed to come on today, and could have worked out if we knew an hour
Yeah.
earlier.
It's all right.
So
It's
yeah,
all right. So,
thank you, and yeah, Stephanie, have a good night, and
you too.
see you next week.
See you next week. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.
See you next
Bye.
week. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Yeah, this is the All Saints podcast. They're a bit different. Um, Tonight we're just being real, and that's fine. Um, so hope you enjoyed my story and Stephanie's story. And we love sports. We're passionate about sports, and we're excited about the upcoming basketball season. As you just saw the discussion, Stephanie's going to cover the boys and girls basketball team at Lakeland. As I said, they're going to not overcommit, but they're going to try to do one boys game one week, a girls week the following week. Take a little bit break in between if they want. Week break, then continue. Boys and girls, half season commitment almost. Same thing with me. Holy Cross basketball, strength and prep basketball, boys, same thing. And same thing with Old Forge. So this is awesome. So excited. So yeah, I'm Jeric Yurkanin. This is a God for Freedom Sports, and this is the All Saints Show. Have a good night.